Alright, story time with Joey. As you can hopefully discern from the title of this video, this is another music-based video, so if you don't care about that, then do a precision backflip away from your keyboard and go watch my other videos. But for you music heads, you'll probably want to hear this story because, yeah, I went to go see André 3000 in concert, which is crazy to say in 2024 because of the recent stuff that has happened, or I guess the changes that have happened in his career. So let me explain how it all happened. For those of you who are outside of the loop, André 3000, who is one half of the legendary rap duo Outkast, has been in the game for a very, very long time, considered by many to be one of the greatest rappers alive. And as a long-time hip-hop head, as a long-time Outkast fan, I freaking love Outkast. I freaking love André. Although I will say, it is also absolutely shocking the amount of people who are like, oh, Outkast? You mean that one-hit wonder group that did that Hey Ya song way back when and we haven't heard of them since? Yeah, they did more than just Hey Ya. But that's besides the point. You guys should know by now who André 3000 is. André 3 Stacks. Great freaking rapper. However, it has been a long time since we heard him rap, or rather, it's been a long time since we've heard an Outkast album or song or anything like that. And we wouldn't hear from André 3000 until 16 years later when he released his surprise album called New Blue Sun. Now, unlike his stuff at Outkast, this was a solo project, which was essentially nothing like anything Outkast has ever made. No, because André, I guess, had an epiphany one day where he was like, you know what, dude, I've got nothing else to rap about, and instead what I'm going to do to pass the time and to pursue a new point in my career is to pick up the giant jazz flute and essentially make a flute-based jazz psychedelic sort of ambient experimental instrumental album called New Blue Sun. If you want to know more details, there's a great interview by GQ where they interview André at a laundromat, and it's very eye-opening. It's actually a really cool piece of interviewing, not just if you're an André 3000 fan, but if you do anything in the creative scene. Like if you're a YouTuber or like you make stuff as a living, you're in the creative field, like this is a great freaking interview to watch. It was very inspiring for me especially. So obviously, as a massive André fan and as someone who freaking loves jazz, I was, for those of you who don't know, in a jazz band of my own when I was in high school. Yeah, your boy was a little bit of a jazz head. And as someone who has loved ambient music, experimental music my whole life, I gave it a go. And yeah, New Blue Sun, amazing freaking album. So I was scrolling through Instagram one day, and you know how every now and then you're going through your friends' Instagram stories, and then every now and then a random Instagram story ad pops up. Well, 99 times out of 100, it's something that you'll never want to buy or, submit yourself to. But this one was really different because it was an ad from the account Blue Note Tokyo, which for those of you who don't know is a live house, a live venue house that hosts a lot of like jazz and lounge acts, and it is a really quite prestigious live house in Japan. Some will say one of the nicer, or rather the nicest live houses in all of Tokyo. And it turns out that the man in question, André 3 Stacks, was going to come to Tokyo to perform New Blue Sun, perform on his freaking flute. And I thought, oh my god, I have to do this. So I messaged a couple of my friends who are like also massive music nerds like myself, and we managed to get tickets. Now, these tickets were not cheap. One, because it's André 3000, and two, because again, it is at the Blue Note, which, is again very small venue, but also a very pricey place. Like it also has like a restaurant attached to it as well, so you can go in, have a really nice like course meal as well as watch live performances. Now, obviously, we were like, screw it, we're not gonna go get the food there because, to be honest, it's a little bit overpriced. Not gonna lie, sorry, Blue Note. But I thought, screw it. When am I ever going to go see André 3000 performing on his giant jazz bass flute? Probably never. So we went in there. We grabbed the tickets, we sat down, and André came onto the stage with his band, and basically improvised on stage for an hour and a half. He just kind of like walked onto the stage, didn't really say anything, and just started fucking playing for 40 minutes straight. And then took a little bit of a break and was like, hey, you know, I'm Andre 3000. I'm just like, oh my God, there he is. And he said something really interesting, but also not surprising. He was basically talking about New Blue Sun, you know, what the kind of general concept behind the album was. And he essentially said something, or he remarked something about the album that cleared up all suspicions that I had about the album, where he basically just said, yeah, so tonight we're just like basically improvising on stage right now. Like, we just start playing and we're basically just jamming out, and that's essentially how the New Blue Sun album came to be as well. Obviously, you know, it's really cool, not only because, you know, it really just goes to show that Andre was really understanding the genre of jazz, and not that I had any doubts about it, obviously, but it's also really cool that basically the performance we're seeing right now at this really freaking nice live house in Tokyo was one of a kind. Essentially, you're never going to hear the same piece of music again. He was doing 2 shows over the weekend. We went to the first show, but he was also going to do a show the next day. But just knowing the fact that the show we're seeing right now is going to be most likely completely different to the show we're going to go see tomorrow is really cool feeling. And I think that's the great thing about like seeing a jazz band live, especially. And I definitely recommend it to those who have never done it. If you have like a jazz bar around your area or anything like that, give it a go, because even if you may not necessarily understand jazz, quote unquote, it's just really cool to watch these musicians just, you know, jam out and just like have fun, just make something up on the spot. But at the same time, there was some other parts which were just like a little bit weird, and I know I'm about to say this out loud, and basically, you know, what I'm saying to you guys did actually happen, and I promise on my mother that I'm not making any of this shit up, but I know it's going to sound really bad, but, and you know, I was kind of like scratching my head at this as well, but, you know, Andre, he, you know, as the band leader, he goes around and he like, you know, introduces himself, he introduces his bandmates and stuff like that. But for some reason, and I still have, me and my friends still have no idea why this happened. For some reason, every time he introduced somebody and the crowd started to clap, Andre would start making these like monkey noises. Like, it was really weird. Like, he would start clapping along with the crowd and he would just start going, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Andre, you good, bro? What's going on? Again, I swear on my mother this happened. I didn't imagine it. He definitely did it. If you're watching this video and you were there that night, you'll have my back. And then after all the introductions were finished, he basically said, you know, most of you guys probably have no idea what I am saying, you know, because we're obviously in Japan and the majority of the people there were Japanese people. Meanwhile, I'm there like, I can understand you, Andre. Also, what the hell were those monkey noises, dog? And then he continued to perform again for another 40 minutes, and that was it. It kind of went by like that. But it was honestly such a relaxing live show. Like, it was incredible. Like, it felt way shorter than an hour and a half, because technically you were just listening to the same track just flowing in and out of one another for a straight hour and a half. And even though there wasn't necessarily like a beat or, you know, anything like that, it was heavily ambient and very environmental when it came to the sounds that they were playing. It was just so fascinating to watch. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off of it the entire time. I was just floored at the fact that, you know, they were making these like really weird yet really soothing and atmospheric sounds live in such a tiny live house. And, you know, as someone who has done, again, jazz stuff and has performed at, you know, tiny jazz bars, obviously nowhere near the scale of what I went to go see with Andre, but, you know, nonetheless, you know, I used to play at a couple of jazz bars back in Sydney when they were still around. But yeah, it just kind of like brought me back to that, and I'm like, fuck, man, I wish I could do that. I want to do that so bad. Who here in Tokyo wants to start a fucking jazz group with me at the ripe old age of 30? But yeah, obviously, it was freaking amazing. And, you know, after that, we went to the merch area. They were selling, you know, these like sweatshirts and like t-shirts and stuff like that. And obviously, I had to grab something because, again, when am I ever going to be in this position again? And you've probably been seeing it throughout this entire video, but I bought that thing right there. That's right, I bought the New Blue Sun vinyl album. Look at this thing. It's so freaking cool. Also, I love, by the way, that on the top here, it says, warning, no bars. Don't worry, Andre. I know there's no bars on this. I've listened to this multiple times. Oh yeah, also while trying to open this, I gave myself a paper cut, so that was cool. Thank you, Andre. But I just unwrapped this plastic, so I actually haven't seen inside of it yet. I haven't given it a spin yet. I'm definitely going to after this video, but I figured we would look through this together here on camera, just in case you guys are interested, because as you can see, it's pretty full in there, so I'm kind of curious to see what's inside of here. Also, can I just say how fucking cool this alternate album cover is? Like, you know, the normal album cover looks like this, which is cool. I wouldn't have minded that on a vinyl as well, but this, like, alternative album cover, I think this is like a vinyl exclusive cover as well, just goes to show, like, man, he's still creative as fuck. The back is so sick as well. Look at that. But anyways, let's open this up and see what's inside of here, shall we? We got a piece of green paper in here. Oh my god, is that like a letter? I think that's a letter. These 8 formations are spontaneous compositions recorded fully alive, breathing, and improvised. They were made and intended to be listened to in real stereo. We recommend a left/right speaker configuration or headphones for optimal representation of all the sounds. Well, luckily I have a left and right speaker channel set up for my vinyl player. We suggest playing at a low to mid volume in a quiet, no distraction interior space or in nature. Enjoy 3. So I guess this is a letter, probably not handwritten, obviously, but a letter from André 3000. Man, I love his handwriting, by the way. That's so sick. And then obviously inside of here as well, we have a giant poster of the original New Blue Sun album cover. Boom, look at that. Sick as fuck. Are these like artworks done by André? I think it is. Yeah, because they all have like 3 on there. These are artworks, but I didn't know André could draw or like paint as well. That's so sick. Oh my god. It's called A Myriad of Pyramids. That's right. Okay, I definitely have to like hold on to this. I feel this is going to be like a collector's item of some kind. And as you can see, this is a giant album, so we have a triple vinyl, a triple LP. 6 sides. I believe it's 90 minutes altogether. The vinyl itself is a standard black vinyl, 12-inch, 33 1/3 RPM. Yeah. I'm really interested to check this out. You know what? I'm gonna load this up so I can immediately go listen to it after we're done with this video. But yeah, what a sick LP. That was a great freaking purchase. And yeah, this was just one of those, I guess, live show experiences that I really freaking enjoyed. It was pretty unforgettable, really nice, and again, made me just want to go watch some more jazz groups and stuff like that. So good job, Andre. I think he released like a new track earlier today, so I'm gonna go listen to that after I spin this record right here and have it playing in the background while I do some work. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to hear more about like music stuff, by the way, I have been like maybe thinking about making a separate channel that is just like purely dedicated to me talking about music, because I don't want to like, you know, muddy it up too much. But I guess let me know in the comments if you'd be down for that, if I did make that, or just keep it on this channel. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But hey, let me know any live shows that you have been to recently that were memorable and cool and would like to share the stories of down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right here. Subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making big channel number go bigger. Whoops, over here next to my head. A couple more videos you can check out after this one. Links to my social media as well as my Patreon to support me directly. And Nonsense, my clothing brand. Check it out, nonsense.jp. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.